to us from Uganda. And he was born actually in the streets of Uganda. And it is this start in his life and the grace of God that has brought him where he is today. Richard founded the Africa Life Youth Foundation and has been running the ministry for the past 15 years. The mission of the foundation is to fight poverty and defend life throughout Uganda and East Africa. The purpose is to empower young people with the gospel of Jesus Christ, thereby giving them dignity, freedom, peace, and hope through biblical principles. Richard is a member of the Lausanne movement, a Billy Graham evangelical movement around the world to train evangelists. He's been blessed with a wonderful wife, Stella, and 3 beautiful children, 2 boys and 1 girl. Please welcome Richard Sempala.
Thank you so much. English is my second language. We learn English in school, so I kindly request you to bear my accent and the way I bring out words. The person standing in front of you is a living miracle. One day when I was in elementary school, I saw a lot of young people, a lot of children, we are celebrating their birthday. They were getting gifts, and we are singing a birthday and a birthday. I was so happy. And I was enjoying the cakes they were getting. So I waited and I waited the day when I'm going to celebrate my birthday. Until when I went to the teacher and said, "Teacher, when am I going to celebrate my birthday also getting gifts like other children?" Then she told me, "We don't know when you're born, but you go back where you're staying and ask them. They will be able to celebrate." In Africa, we walk a long distance to go to school. Walked like 3 hours to reach to school. So I went running because I was really looking forward to get a gift like other children were getting. So when I reached where we were staying, I see the ladies that were taking care of us. "When is my birthday? When is my birthday?" I didn't even bother to take food because we were supposed to take lunch when we reach at where we were staying. But I wanted to know when is my birthday and I celebrated. So I kept on asking them, "When is my birthday?" The teacher wanted to know so that I may get a cake and get gifts like other children. They kept on dodging me, but I insisted because I wanted to get gifts like other children I was getting. One of the ladies that were taking care of us got me and took me to the office and told me this story. That a gentleman was passing around the street of our city, Kampala, and had a little baby crying in the trash can. When they opened up, there was Richard, and expecting that I was 2 to 3 weeks old. By that time, there was only one orphanage home in Uganda, and that orphanage home was founded by Reverend Kefa Sempanji, who ran away when Idi Amin wanted to kill him and came to Westminster Seminary in Philadelphia and attended the theological seminary there. And after, the gentleman who was a professor in that seminary called Jack Miller died some time ago, he sent him to go back to Uganda to found this children's home and First Presbyterian Church. So they called him, he came with his team, and they picked him and took me to their children's home. So when she told me this story, I didn't know how important that story is. So I just left it because they didn't know when the day I was born. So, but when I reached in high school, because the orphanage home was under First Presbyterian Church, and we were having prayers every night. We were having, actually, I was my first time to read the Bible, read a Gideon Bible. So we are praying every night, and the place was more Christian. So when I was in high school, I went deep in reading the Bible and reading the Bible. But one time when I was seated somewhere, I had the Spirit of the Lord was speaking to my life that how my life is very important. How God decided to save my life. Friends, I didn't know what happened to my mom. Maybe she was raped. Maybe she was a prostitute. Maybe she was rejected of the pregnancy. But one thing, every time I respect my mom, whom I've never seen but I desire to see her, that she respected my rights and desire, and she decided to bear with all the shame and all the circumstances, and decided to put me where God will take care of me. And if it wasn't her, to value what God has created in our womb, I wouldn't have been speaking in front of you. When I knew the value of my life, when I knew there is someone who sacrificed and believed God to take care of me, and God answered her answer in all the way, I made a commitment to start serving God. In 2004, the Lord led us to begin an organization called Africa Life Youth Foundation. Purposely to take the gospel to young people in schools, universities, and in villages. One day, let me tell you how we came to begin a pro-life outreach. I was reaching out to young people, and one girl came to me and she told me that she stays with the aunt, and the aunt is having 7 children, and all children are staying in one room. The oldest son of the aunt was 34 years old, and that son could use her sexually every night. I said, what? I didn't know about the pills, the morning pill. I didn't know about that. I didn't know about abortion. I didn't know about that. So I thought maybe she's trying to create a story to get something from me. I said, no. Let me go to her family and see. So in African traditional way, when someone comes in your house 3 times, becomes part of you. So when I visited this family 3 times, the aunt invited me and told me, you are part of my family now, you are my son. This is what happening in our family. My son is using your friend every night. I can't chase him because he's using drugs. He will beat me, can kill me. The Lord spoke to my heart and I told her, can we rent a small room where we can be able to let these young girls stay alone? So the Lord led us to rent a small room for this young girl and other girls around. So from there we started getting a lot of young girls that were facing abortion. So with my team we decided to reach out and share to these young girls on how to turn the value of life. We made research on the internet and we got some information. So far, since we started this ministry, we've saved 263 babies. The purpose why I came to the United States of America is today, actually like 24 days ago, is that in our country, right now there is a pressure from international government. When President Trump came into power, he decided to cut the support of abortion internationally. When he did that, there are 2 countries that came in to pour a lot of money into promoting abortion all over the world. Canada and Netherlands, they came up and they're pouring a lot of money into supporting the promotion of abortion. My country is under pressure. They're pressurizing our government to legalize abortion because these countries are pouring a lot of money into government institutions in health institutions. I had a meeting with the Speaker of the Parliament, and she told me they don't want to legalize abortion. But because of the pressure of these people pouring a lot of money into government institutions, they are really forced to do it. So she advised us to see on how we can mobilize 200,000 young people to demonstrate when the bill comes. So it will give them support to say this is what the public are saying. We are not going to organize. So what I came to the United States is to meet some pro-life leaders, to meet some doctors that can write professional articles on the development of a child. What are the problems of abortion? What can we do to stop this to happen? So far I've met 4 doctors that are willing to give out messages. And if you know any doctor around here that can be able to stand and write an article, we want to have a file which we can take to the parliament and to other ministers to tell them that this is what comes from other side. That not everyone from the Western world is promoting abortion. Please pray for us, God to do His will, and we are praying and praying that the Lord also one day will make the United States of America abortion free. God bless you.
Thank you very much, Richard. You all will have an opportunity after we're finished. If you have any questions for Richard or for Stephanie, you can voice those questions. But right now we're going to sing another song.